Donald Trump has promised the largest deportation in American history. We know he'll start that process on day one, but it's not so easy to deport millions and millions of people all at once. He said he will call up the military and government agencies to help him do this. He's also vowed to build detention camps and invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which would allow him to expel, kick out alleged cartel members without a court. Trump doubled down on his immigration policies throughout his campaign and during his victory speech last night.
And on day one, we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that.
All right, News Nation's Southwest correspondent Allie Bradley is live in Arizona and joins us now. Allie, so there'll be a new sheriff in town, so to speak. When do you think we'll start to hear more specifics on how he's going to conduct this roundup and deportation? In the next coming days or weeks, or not until he gets into office?
We know some of the details here, Elizabeth, with this kind of new sheriff with familiar policies, right? America voting to bring back some of the old things that we saw under the former president. So he is promising the world's largest deportation we've ever seen, right? Comparing it to Eisenhower, where he removed 1.3 million people. So how is Trump going to do this? Well, let's kind of break down what the now president-elect has been saying. He says that he's going to go after the roughly 1.5 million people who are in our country who have already received a final order of removal. These are people who the judge says, you don't qualify for asylum, you've got to go. But it's kind of on an honor system, and they didn't leave. So now, yeah, ICE is going to have to go in and find them and remove them. And then President Trump talks about removing the criminals. We know that there are hundreds of thousands of criminals that ICE has identified. They'll go after those individuals. Now, we also know that the president is on board with removing temporary protective status for some migrants, specifically migrants in Ohio from Haiti. He's saying he will remove that status. We know Senator Vance is also behind the president in kind of getting rid of that due process that these migrants do have that have a court date, because a lot of these individuals got NTAs, right? 2 to 6 years out that they're going to be in court for their asylum proceedings. Well, Trump and Vance are saying we're going to get rid of that. We're going to kind of use executive action to overrun that executive order, that due process, rather. So we can expect to see that happening when it comes to these deportations. Now, Trump says he's also going to lean very heavily on local law enforcement. We just talked to Sheriff Daniels here in Cochise County. We're at the Border Command Center. We have local, state, and federal under one roof for the first time working together. But the sheriff is concerned on how they're going to help out the president in carrying out these deportations, because the president's saying we're going to lean on local law enforcement to find the people who don't want to be found. They know who these guys are. They know who's living in their community. So we're going to lean on them. But Sheriff Daniels is saying we're going to need to see support on that, because we're not seeing any specifics when it comes to how we're going to be supplemented. We're already underwater. We're already dealing with too much. So when it comes to Border Patrol agents that I've talked to, they say that the energy has completely shifted down here at the southern border, Elizabeth. They say that right now it's electric. They feel empowered to do their jobs. They are ready for Trump to be back in office so that they can be back out in the field. But take a listen to what was heard over the radios last night as soon as Trump won.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
All right, so Trump says he's going to hire 10,000 additional agents. Elizabeth, important for America to understand this, because Bush, those hires that he hired after 9/11, they are up for retirement over the next couple of years. 8,000 to 10,000 people are going to need to be hired. So he's saying that, kind of promising that, but it's going to be necessary for him to hire those agents. Elizabeth.
All right.